Yo, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen? This is your guy AD. He's transitioned into football as well. The guy is dynamic. He could do multiple things. And we have a special guest host here today. Introduce yourself, young man.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Commander Watson stepping to the mic for the first time in a long time.
Whoa, brother. Step into the mic.
I guess what these youngins say, I need to pause for a second.
You definitely got to hit that button real quick. But anyway, congratulations and welcome to the show, sir. All right, now, since you are our first guest on BarShots, let's jump directly into our first question of the day. What do you think a difference makes in the team from last year to this year?
Well, everyone knows with the Commanders that we've moved on from previous ownership. We moved on from a previous head coach, and we had the opportunity to have the number two pick in the draft, Mr. Daniels. And being a fan as I have for pretty much 40 plus years, you can literally feel and see the difference when you come around this team and actually watch the team. And you're actually starting to see a difference on the field. Last year, we had a tremendous problem scoring points. And if I'm not mistaken, you could check me on this. I think we're the number one offensive scoring team currently. At this point, last year we were 1-4, and now we are 4-1. And a lot of it is selecting, which I believe
Keep on.
the
I got to step away real quick. Just keep on.
um, that we selected the right quarterback in Mr. Daniels, as we've been walking around in wilderness for what 30 plus years trying to find the next QB. So, with all that being said, I think we are finally headed in the right direction. You can actually see it on the field. The scoring is up. We're actually winning games. The one issue, which I've seen steady improvement within the last three games, is overall defense. There's still some areas of defense that I'm concerned with, but I'm seeing actual production on the most important stat is wins and losses.
Okay. So like right now, y'all right behind the Ravens. They have 18 total touchdowns, and y'all have 17 touchdowns. And then underneath y'all is the Saints, the Bills. Excuse me. So y'all are scoring a lot of points. Um, you have 13 rushing touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns, which I think is pretty good. That shows that you guys are really pressing the issue of running the ball, which I think is a good thing. Um, so what do you think the biggest deal was in relation to making the team better? Like, what was it? A person? Was it the owners? Was it like what do you think that one thing was that's turning the team around now?
I think we have a different mindset and approach that centers around accountability.
Okay.
Um, in listening to Dan Quinn a couple times, that his approach and his style that I've seen to pick up that everyone is accountable, held accountable. Everyone has to do their job. Um, One of his quotes from training camp made me laugh at the time. It sounded kind of corny, but when I really think about it, that's the mindset you want to have. And that quote was, anytime, anywhere, anybody.
We a monster or something? Jeez.
Yeah, so I like that quote. So the that's what I would say. He's instilled a culture of accountability.
Mm. So when he was leaving the Cowboys last year, Did you think his impact would be felt this fast?
Nah, I really didn't. Like, I didn't mention this at the onset, but all of this still to me feels somewhat shocking.
Uh-huh.
See results this fast and this impressive. Um, um, of course, there's going to be haters and excuses. Y'all haven't really played anyone. You haven't really been tested. Well, we'll be tested Sunday against the Ravens. That's for sure.
So okay, so because you're saying y'all gonna be tested against the Ravens, what are your like? What are you looking for in this game to see? Like when you say tested, to see if you're on the Ravens playing field, or you looking to see if you guys are just a better team overall?
I'm looking to see if we can compete with one of the better teams that substantiate themselves as a good team literally the last 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
They're already cemented. We're trying to rise up to that level of consistency.
Okay.
Um, and again, we have to temper our excitement and expectations because if we lose it, the sky isn't falling. That doesn't mean we're not going to make the playoffs. I'm looking at if we win or lose, how do we win and how do we lose? I would be disappointed if there's total destruction. If all of a sudden we're turning the ball over, making uncharacteristic mistakes, things of that nature. I don't expect that. I expect to be a good, close game that we're both competing.
And the game is here, right?
Baltimore.
Okay. I think it's gonna be a really good game, honestly. I think that, like I always mention, I like Jaden Daniels from the beginning. I always thought he was gonna be a good quarterback. I still think he's gonna do a lot of good.
Mhm.
But I don't think that it will hurt the Devontae Adams either, though. Like just to see, test the temperature of the Raiders and see what they want to give up in order for you to get him. Just to see, you ain't got to get him. Just to see what just to let, hey, we serious about this thing this year. We try and make the playoffs this year, and so by I ain't saying go get him. I'm just saying I don't think it will hurt to try it just to see.
Only way I wouldn't do it
Would or wouldn't.
would not.
Uh,
Okay, remember I just talked about accountability and what I feel Dan Quinn is built around here. Like I'm I'm of that mindset to like because when I hear let me back up. When I hear the Redskins of the previous generation and how their training camp was, they had a bunker mentality. Like we in this bunker together. It's us, nobody else. And I'm a firm believer that I don't really want to bring an outsider in right now because he wasn't there from day one. I would love to have the talent. Only way I would even contemplate it, I wouldn't definitely would not want to give up a whole bunch of assets to get him, meaning second round picks and third round picks or a combination of first and second, all that stuff.
hold on,
Nope. I
hold,
like what we building.
hold on. You wouldn't give up a third round pick for Devontae Adams.
I say in a combination.
Oh, okay, okay.
It can't be like two twos and two threes, nothing crazy like that.
Okay, okay. You had me scared for me. I was like, wait a minute, you wouldn't? Okay, all right.
Did I just see a thumbs up?
Definitely saw a thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah, move forward, buddy. I appreciate the thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what the difference the year makes for the 49ers?
Yeah, yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, a lot. They tried to pretty much re-sign the whole team back again. Brandon Ayuk held out, and I think that's why he's off to a slow start right now because he held out. And typically, the first 4 weeks of the NFL season are like preseason, since you don't technically have a preseason. The games that we've lost have been under 7 points. So to me, that let me know that they're slowly getting there. So I feel like tonight, starting tonight, when they play the Seahawks, we should be pushing the throttle now. Now, mind you, Christian McCaffrey is not there. And I think that's a huge part of the reason why we're losing the games that we're losing, because we don't technically have our number one running back. But in the same token, like you said, next man up. And because of it, JP Mason is doing a great job, minus the fumble he had last week against the Cardinals when we win the game if he holds on to the ball. But if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. You got to go by what is. And what was is that he fumbled. Defense didn't stop. That's another key issue that we're having a problem with, is the defense. And I think that's a severe problem, is we can't stop the run. And tonight it will show. If they really want to stop the run, they can stop it. They minus a couple key pieces, but I think we had a couple not so good signing in the free agents. I'm gonna say that. I ain't gonna say names. I'm just gonna say I feel like we missed on a couple free agent signings, and it kind of hurts me because I thought they would be better than what we've seen on the tape, because what we've seen on the tape is not matching up what I've seen previously from these players. And it's kind of sad because you're expecting to get that player that you saw on tape previously, not this player that you have on the team now. I mean, missing tackles, out of place, it's not looking good for the defense, and I don't like it.
I got a couple of questions. So I'm gonna come at it. I'm gonna touch on three different aspects of your team. Let's start with Brock Purdy. So my my nephews call him a jag. I was like, what the heck is a jag?
Just the guy.
Just a guy. And I disagree with him. So their position is, if he doesn't have all these weapons, he wouldn't be this good. And my argument back to them is, well, every quarterback needs something. You got to have something to work with. Very few that I can, only one comes to mind that you could say really didn't have any weapons and was successful. And that was Tom Brady for years. But they had to be good enough for the team to be successful. So to say they didn't have any weapons is a little disingenuous. So with that being said, do you feel like he's progress or regress since starting last year?
Up until last year, I would say he was progressing rather, because to me he was getting better week in and week out from last year to this year, and I feel like this year he's off to a slower start because him and Ayuk don't have the same chemistry that they had last year. He doesn't have Christian McCaffrey. That's another, because that's his safety blanket. Because when all else fails, he's gonna go to Christian McCaffrey no matter what. And I've watched that for the last couple of years, so I know for a fact that's what he's gonna do. And I think that's hurting him a lot. And another thing that's kind of irritating me that he's been doing the last couple of games is he's holding on to the ball too long. Because before is 1-3-4, the ball is gone. But he's like holding on to the ball now and trying to scramble and make these plays. And I'm just like, yo, you are elusive. Don't get me wrong, but you're not that elusive. Like, you're not. I was about to call him Sam Jackson. You're not Lamar Jackson. Like, you're not elusive like that. Like, you can get out of the pocket, granted, but you ain't out there running around like that. So get the ball out. If the play's not there, throw the ball away. Live to see another down. And that happened a couple times against the Cardinals where he out there running around for like 9-10 seconds. I'm like, yo, that's way too long for a quarterback to hold on to the ball. You need to have that ball out of your hands by no longer than 5 seconds. There's no rhyme or reason why that ball should be in your hands unless you're waiting for a long bomb to develop. Other than that, 5 seconds at most, that ball should be out of his hands. And that was the frustrating part with me with him this past weekend against the Cardinals.
Well, speaking of Sam Jackson, were you cursing like Sam Jackson?
I most definitely was. Because, dude, we was up 23-10 at halftime, right? We score one touchdown, this game is over because they couldn't do anything. And there's another problem I have is Kyle Shanahan. The dude, for whatever reason, is so happy with field goals. It is frustrating. Like, he's going to give his all to get field goals. And I think, unfortunately, but fortunately, I'm kind of glad our kicker got hurt. Because to me, now it's putting the onus on him to call the plays for us to score touchdowns as opposed to just keeping field goals. Because that's his safety net. Oh, we can get 3 points. The same way it was in the Super Bowl. His thinking was, all right, bet. what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down here in overtime and kick a field goal. I'm like, yo, we playing the Chiefs, you know that, right? Like they're not going in for a field goal, they're going in to score. His mind was we going in to kick field goals. Like why? Why would that be on your mind to kick a field goal? Why would they even be on your mind to accept the ball? Anyway, his decision making has not been the greatest. And I think that's a lot of the rhyme and reason why we having problems in the red zone this year, as opposed to last year. And Christian McCaffrey not there as well. But still, the offense is still working because they still getting into the red zone. It's just they not scoring touchdowns. And that is the part that bothers me because you, as an offensive genius, you should be getting touchdowns. We shouldn't be kicking field goals all the time. But that's his safety blanket. All right, we're not going to do it. We're going to kick the field goal. And so we just brought in the field goal kicker. I don't even know what to do. Well, he's going to have to probably play now. But
Well, not that I'm challenging you on what you believe is the issue. The next part of your team I want to talk about is the defense.
what defense?
Exactly. So y'all had the lead, and I started to see Kyler Murray get loose, untouched. Like one point, he ran and put his hand up like he was calling for the waiter to come get the check.
That was the very first drive of the game. The very first drive of the game, he scored that touchdown. And I'm looking at it like, this is terrible. But normally, that doesn't happen. If we have the right players at the right positions, that doesn't happen. But because we don't have the players that's been there playing the positions, so for example, if Drake Greenlaw is on the field, hopefully he'll be coming back shortly. That play doesn't happen because he knows how to play it. But because we have these plug and play players, it's kind of more difficult because you put them in positions they're not accustomed to being in. And so that's why a lot of these plays are happening the way they are, and it's making the defense look really, really bad. Now, defense ain't as great as it normally is. I will say that. But in the same token, this is our fourth offensive coordinator in the last, 4 to 5 years? So every year we've had a different defensive coordinator. And everybody wants to come in and implement their own system. And this is like,
What was the brother name that y'all had?
D'Amico Ryans. He's coaching Houston now.
Nah, the other one in the Super Bowl.
Oh, Steve Wilkes, who for whatever, no, I don't want to talk about him. Yeah, Steve Wilkes. I would rather have him than the guy we got now.
I thought your defense was at its best when y'all had him.
No, the defense was at its best when we had Salah going into D'Amico Ryan. That's when our defense was the best, by far.
So you think it's your coordinator? It's a coordinator issue, the scheme.
Yeah, and we don't have the players that we had either. Like a lot of turnover because what happens is, like you said, the defense looks good, and the cats be like, "Oh, it's time to go get paid," and they leave. And I can't fault them for leaving to go get paid because you can't stop them. So it's almost like you got to think about it. If he can make $1 million here, or he can make $5 million playing for the Tennessee Titans, like you can't stop him from going to Tennessee. So that's what another issue.
Wow, it looked like we have a few minutes left.
Oh,
what's the next topic we supposed to be touching?
That's what I'm talking about right there. So where's your team now compared to last year?
We kind of touched on that quarter of the season in. This again, I'm gonna compare it to last year. This time last year, I had no hopes of making no playoffs, none of that. I was just going through the motions as a season ticket holder, just going to the games, literally enjoying the atmosphere, almost knowing that you'll probably lose. This is the first time probably since 2012 where I felt like when I get in my car and go to the stadium, we have an excellent chance of winning the game. So where we are now, I think we've turned the corner. I'm not ready to put that in concrete, but maybe have turned the corner to become a consistent winning organization.
Where we? Exactly where we shouldn't be. We should be 4-1 at bare minimum. We lost 3 games by less than 7 points. So where we should be and where we are 2 different things. So you can only go by what is and what is right now, and we are 2-3. Tonight is a must win because we don't win tonight. We go down 2-4 in the division, 0-3. Then we play the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we play Dallas Cowboys. Then we go on the bye, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So tonight is a must-win to avoid us getting too far out of place in relation to making the playoffs.
You play the Cowboys again this year?
Play the Cowboys again. They come out to the Bay. We play the Chiefs, and then we play the Cowboys.
I wonder, do we play anybody in the NFC West?
I don't.
Okay. Oh, we just did Arizona.
Arizona, yeah, but we don't.
We did.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
And I wanted to say something about that game, and I couldn't believe it. Do you know Kyler Murray against us only rushed one time for -3 yards? I don't know, whatever scheme we use, because I'm always in fear of previous administrations of playing quarterbacks that can run. We've had major issues with that. And to see that stat, I'm like, is that Dan Quinn? Is that his defensive coordinator he brought over? Whatever that was, I'm hoping we could use some of that against Lamar.
So what was the score at halftime?
I don't remember. But I know the entire game, he only rushed one time.
Because what I'm saying is, if the game was out of reach, they're not going to jeopardize him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not worth it if the game out of reach. Could be the reason why he only rushed that one time. That's why I was asking what was the score at halftime. Because if it was already a blowout, then you ain't going to risk your quarterback getting hurt for a blowout.
But I'm just saying, I'm basing this on his style of play. Instinctively, he's going to run.
He should have been.
If there's, if the line breaks down.
Right. He should have been running.
Yeah, for an entire game, him, one time?
I can't stand that little sucker. I really can't.
Yeah, he really didn't have to put his hand up like that.
But the thing is, I'm glad he did, because he exposed our defense. He let you know, this is what we're going to do. We're going to run the score up on y'all, and we ain't not going to stop. But the thing is, they couldn't score no more after that. Like, literally, they couldn't score until we couldn't score. But it is what it is. So, yes, tonight is a must-win for us, because we do play the Cowboys. We play the Seahawks, Chiefs, then Cowboys. Then we got to bye. Then after that, it's all over with. We play Tampa, Seattle, Green Bay, Buffalo, Chicago, Rams, Dolphins, Detroit, Arizona. So the toughest part of our schedule is yet to come.
So before we end the show, I say we predict what our teams will do this weekend.
Well, I don't have.
Well, tonight you got tonight.
Yeah, I don't have much of a choice. They got to win tonight. If they don't win tonight, then it's gonna be a tough hill to climb, because you playing the Chiefs and then you playing the Cowboys. So then you could go from 3-3 to 2-6.
So do you feel like y'all will win?
We don't have no choice but to win tonight. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, we must win tonight. We must win.
What's the point spread?
The last I checked, I thought it was 3.
Y'all -3 or +3?
I think we was -3. We was the favorite. Let me make sure, if I'm not mistaken, that's what the last time I checked it was. I think we was +3, +3.5.
+3. So Seattle's the favorite.
No, we're the favorite. I thought plus meant that we was the favorite, and minus was they was the favorite. I mean, they was the underdog.
No, if you're getting points, you're the underdog.
Okay, well, they must be getting the points, because let me make sure.
The game must be in Seattle then.
Yeah, the game is in Seattle.
Oh yeah, then you're probably underdog.
Hold on, let me make sure. I don't know a lot about this betting, my guy. Oh. Yeah, it says San Fran -3.5. So
-3. So yeah, you're the favorite. You're the favorite on the road. Wow.
And the over-under is 48.5.
Yeah, I think y'all will win tonight. And I think our point spread is we're getting 7.
Yeah, because it says Baltimore -7. And y'all over-under is 51.5. That's a lot of points.
If I'm a betting guy, you gonna give the Commanders the way they playing right now 7. I'm taking that all the way to the bank. But mine is anything regarding point spreads.
Yo, this is ridiculous. The
What?
ticket that they have at that game is $263.
And I think I still might go.
Yo, that's wild.
But that ticket is up in the rafters though.
That's what I'm saying. And it's $263. Yikes.
Yeah. I've been to that stadium. It's not a bad seat in there. It's not. I'm contemplating. I think we'll compete. I don't know if we'll win. I think we can win. I do. I think we can win.
Mm-hmm. How you think your defense gonna hold up against Lamar?
I mean, there'll be a couple of breakdowns as there are in every NFL game, but I just hope there is not as many.
True.
Instead of, let's just say in a typical game, you have 10 mistakes. If we can somehow keep that around 5 or 6 and capitalize on offense, I think we can actually win the game.
Well,
Well, Mr. A, for our first show, what you think? What you think the fans are thinking?
I think we did a good job. Speaking of which, so that's this will be the first one in the books, the first of many more to come. A weekly segment for 30 minutes.
And those who want to follow me, you can hit me up on D Watson. IG is followed by some numbers which I don't know right now, but you should be able to find me. Derek Watson on Facebook, and there you have it. Yeah, my IG is tripped out. It's like DW and all these numbers that I didn't create.
All right, bro. You take care.
All right, see y'all next time with some shots.
Most definitely.
Gone.